Welcome back to another episode of Britt and Nick Do the News. Brittany and I got lost in the Thanksgiving holiday shuffle, or really the whole month of November, but we're back and we're ready to celebrate Christmas with y'all.
Yes, that's right. We had a good, fun-filled November month. So we weren't very active on here, but we were very active out and about.
Oh, yes, totally active. I actually went to a podcast festival down in Richmond, Virginia. It's called Resonate, and their theme this year was Pangea, which was focusing on worldly stories. It was hosted by Chioke Ianson at the Institute of Contemporary Art at Virginia Commonwealth University. They had special speakers like Isaac Kesterbaum and James Domack, as well as Aaron Edwards. So if you guys wanted to check anyone out, those are the people I would recommend. Richmond, the city itself, also had a lot to offer. I enjoyed Pearlie's Deli, which was on a wait all day long, and then 521 biscuits and waffles. Now, I'm not a huge waffle fan, but the pecan and brown sugar waffles were to die for. For some evening meals, I would recommend the Jefferson Hotel. They had a great bar and restaurant. I kind of felt a little like an imposter because of the people that were in there. If you're planning to go, I'd say definitely dress up. If you don't want to dress up, we've got the Tobacco Company restaurant, which has a great ambience, great cocktails, and so-so entrees. I say so-so because the waitress did recommend the scallops and risotto. She said it was the best she's ever had. And I should have judged by her skinny appearance that she didn't know what the best was because it was just mediocre, but I did appreciate the meal. Other things to catch were the Jamestown River. Down there, there's so many different shops and different sites. I took a scenic route around the river, which I did get a little bored with after a while. I mean, the leaves are nice with the change of the season, but the mud, not so much. So on the way back, I took the urban hike, which took me through a little rough spot. We went by Swan Lake, and then I got stuck in the Mount Calvary Cemetery. I was trying to cut over to the Hollywood Cemetery, which is well spoke on, but I got stopped by a fence and then I had to reroute into more of a ghetto area. But it's all cool. I enjoyed it nonetheless.
Yeah, that's cool. Richmond, I mean, I like Richmond. The only problem I have with Richmond is I feel like it stinks. Like, I feel like they have some sort of paper mill, and every so often a scent emerges out of a factory somewhere, and it smells like rotting garbage, almost like burnt boiled eggs or something. It's very off-putting. But other than that, Richmond is very pretty.
Yeah, no, certainly pretty. And I think I got a hint of the smell you're talking about. And I mean, it's so hard to escape, things that tickle the senses. I remember living in Milwaukee when I went to school at Marquette, and the Miller Brewery was down the street from the campus. And I always smelt the smell of wet dog. And I don't know if it was the factory of just the beer, the yeast, or if it was actually the lake. No idea. But yeah, the stunk stayed with me.
They say it's one of the most powerful things is scents. Scents elicit more memories and what have you than any other sense. Sight, hearing, auditory.
No, I hear you, Brittany. And I think they say that women have more of a sense of smell than men. So if a woman says she smells something and the man doesn't, like, this is when we're actually right,
Yeah. Then there is the smell. Y'all don't smell it, but it is there.
Yes. And well, how was Thanksgiving? I mean, we kind of sped through it. I made the green bean casserole. It turned out how it does every year. You can't really screw that up. But honestly, I go for the oyster stuffing. And I don't know if that's just a Thanksgiving thing in Maryland or if it's a side dish that happens to be on the table all around the Northeast. I'm not sure, but every time I mentioned it, everybody seemed confused, like they had no idea what that was.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more of a mid-Atlantic type of thing. Anytime you're kind of closer to the ocean, I feel like they introduce seafood into stuff that maybe traditionally would not have seafood in there. But I've heard of it. I've had it. I like it. But I mean, anytime you get starches and seafood together, what's not to enjoy? I mean, genuinely. But I'm also a huge fan of green bean casserole. A lot of people don't like it. I love it. But the same could be said for macaroni and cheese. So many people I know, they're like, oh, we don't have macaroni and cheese for Thanksgiving. And I'm like, ever since I was knee high to a grasshopper, we always had it. And my husband's from Vermont and they always had it too. So, I mean, some people will be like, oh, it's a Southern thing. But I'm like, I don't really believe that. I'm from Maryland. He's from Vermont. And we always had the mac and the cheese.
Shoot, speaking of mac and cheese, I previous years made a crab mac and cheese for our Thanksgiving, and it was phenomenal. But I am trying to watch the LBs this season, so I knew that having an extra tray in my fridge that would last for days would just end up being everlasting on my stomach. So I had to nix it this year.
No, totally heard. Totally heard. Well, the cool thing is we didn't spend actual Thanksgiving Day together. But we spent a lot of time during the Thanksgiving week together because I made my way on up to Maryland. And yeah, we also, what else do we do? Hit up the 20-year reunion.
Oh, yeah. You're saying that like, you're afraid to talk about it.
20 years, girl. Yeah, I'm a little nervous.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. When you say that it's 20 years that you've been out of high school, it does make you think, how old am I? And I always have to like, check myself. How old am I? Because I don't feel like I'm approaching 40, but sadly, that's what we're looking at. But I had a great time. Honestly, I think you had to go drunk, which I did, and you not so much. And I think that that was the biggest difference there. Because, I mean, yeah, everybody kind of stuck to the same groups they did in high school. Like, no shocker there. But I think for the most part, everybody was nice. I mean, it's not like they went up to say hi to you, but I mean, I went up to say hi to them and they said hi back. So I'm appreciative of that.
There you go. Exactly. As long as you approach somebody and they're pretty cool to you, there really shouldn't be that big of a deal. Nobody really approached me except for a few OGs, some of my old coworkers at a high school job that I had, and a few old neighbors, some other people. It was fine, though. It was a good time. I'm glad we went. It's just weird because it's like 20 years out of high school. That's freaking crazy. Who would think that? Like one day you're like begging for senior year to come, just like, come on, baby, I can't wait to get out of here. And then the next thing you know, 2 decades have passed and you're just like, I'm sorry, what's that? What do you mean, bud?
Oh, yeah. And then everybody's talking about, oh, when can we all get together again? And they're like, oh, in another 10 years. But really, we're all pretty local. If we really wanted to hang out again, we really could. So, I mean, do we have to wait for another 10 years? No, but do we probably want to? Maybe.
That part. That part.
But let's shuffle over to the next holiday that's coming up. We are approaching less than 10 days. We're in that window of, Christmas showing up, the big old man in red, which we did kind of want to get an interview with the Santa Claus, but nobody reached out. I think they're afraid to actually jump on a Zoom with us. But you know what? Next year, we're bagging ourselves a Santa. Well, let's talk about some things to do. So this past weekend, I got caught up in the Leesburg Christmas and Holiday Parade. Did I mean to? No. Did I enjoy it? No. It was a total shock. But I mean, a 2-hour parade in such a small town in Virginia. Okay. You guys put it on. I saw it. But I was there to meet up with somebody. And unfortunately, the parade was blocking the street so that I could cross over into the restaurant. I was trying to meet up with someone to get a drink at Rebellion, and I literally had to side shuffle in front of the cops across the street of the parade, kind of just making my way, dancing with the procession just to get into the restaurant, which I was kind of scared that I might be approached by the police. But you know what? They knew the deal. They knew I didn't want to go to the parade or be in the parade, but just wanted to enjoy a meal and maybe a drink.
That's it. And it's funny you mentioned parade because we actually went to a parade not too long ago either. It was a parade in Apex. It was very fun, a little chilly, but obviously that's what you get when you have a parade in December. But lots of lights. Even the people that were viewing it have lights on their chairs, lights on their shoes. I was like, okay, obviously we did not get the memo about illuminating your entire fit. So that's something to think about for next year. But it was really fun. Lots of the old school cars, the Cub Scouts coming through. people doing acrobatics and stuff. I'm like, I could barely do that 20 years ago. And then in the freezing cold with all sorts of jingle jangle attached. I mean, go off. Good for them. Like, yeah, it was fun. It was cool. It was very nostalgic. When I lived in Morgantown, West Virginia, when I went to school at WVU, I swear they wore parades out. It was like every other week they would have a parade. It didn't matter. Winter, summer, spring, fall, there was always a parade going on. I didn't really understand the meaning of it. Some of them, obviously, but there was a whole crap ton. So I think it kind of scared me off for a minute. And I only recently just went to one, probably in 10 years.
Wow. Yeah, maybe you did need a break. They do kind of go hard in West Virginia just in general. Like they have their own Founders Day where they go balls to the wall. So I can imagine that they beat that horse dead and that you just needed a break for 10 years.
Literally.
Shoot. Other things to catch, though, the German Christmas Village in Baltimore, down by the Inner Harbor. There's tons of vendors, food. And I mean, who doesn't need an event or have a festivity that they want to like go to celebrate?
Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, now is the time for getting together. Christmas cheer, spread it around, Christmas beer, sip it up, go for it.
Go for it. I mean, we're running out of time, but that's the thing about Christmas. I feel like you're down to the wire. It's stressful. You got to get all the gifts. You got to spend all the money. And that's why this year I decided not to. I just told everybody that I didn't feel like exchanging. I think it removed a bunch of that stress off my plate. And I just wanted to do something different this year. But you know what? Let's talk about what's hot to buy for Christmas, especially for the kids. That's who it's really all about. So surprisingly, if you just don't want to go with cash or gift cards to your favorite restaurant or to your favorite store, which I mean, I recommend that hands down. Who doesn't want a little spending money? But for the kids, okay, let's buy the gifts. Now, it's shocking, but the Easy Bake Oven is actually making a return, Brittany. Now, I think we remember that from our youth. And I think they're prepping the kids to whip it up in the kitchen one day, and that's why they're bringing it back.
Sure. I remember having an Easy Bake Oven, and my mom was not a fan because one time we spilled brownie mix all over the white carpet. And she's like, oh, my goodness, come on now. But I was a little impressed because it all got cooked or baked or whatever off of one little teeny heater light lamp in the back. So I'm trying to wonder what amount of chemicals they had to create to put into there to where you could cook a whole cake off of just a little heater lamp. A little scary.
Well, it was a light bulb. It wasn't even a heater lamp. It's like literally get the extra watt light bulb and plug it in there and it works. It made the cakes rise. So, shoot, but who would have thunk it? Do you remember creepy crawlers? So that was another thing that you would load up some gel and put it into the oven. And I mean, no, these weren't the gummies you eat.
Pop it open, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, at the fascination, which is pulling things apart as kids, like anything that has a little elasticity. Because you remember the Stretch Armstrong?
Oh, yeah.
How much could this guy stretch? And it's literally like we could be doing that for days. Do you know what else they're bringing back? Furbies. Yeah. Like we really need a Furby. It's basically an AI Furby 2.0. It's more interactive. It responds to commands like dance party or tell me my fortune, which I mean, it's kind of a little creepy. I remember just wanting my Furby to shut up. In the middle of the night, it would wake me up and scare the bejesus out of me. So to know that these things are making a return, I don't know. I wouldn't be buying one for my kid.
No, not at all. I always hated the Furby. Even as a young person, I did not like Furbies. I did not like how they blinked. I'm uncertain of the term, but no. The fact that you sometimes could even, I feel like I had a time where we took out the batteries and it was still going. And I was like, no way. Bury that thing. It's got like possession or something. No, don't like the Furbies. I also don't like anything that looks like it would be soft, but it's like filled up with animatronics and a big center to where it can keep all the batteries and the whatever to make it move and what have you. So you like hold it, hug it, and it's like hard as a rock in the center. I'm like, Bo, no way. No, thank you. No Furby for me. No Furby for me then or now.
Good call. A little less threatening, but remember the Tamagotchis, those
Yeah. Oh,
virtual
yeah.
pets? Yeah, they wouldn't say words, but the beeping was just as annoying. And I mean, the that virtual pet would always die. So I'm like, I don't know if that was just our test as a kid. Like, hey, can we take care of a puppy? Let's start with a electronic animal. And nope, I guess we can't handle a real life one because this one died.
Seriously, the Tamagotchis and the Gigapets were so big. I remember everyone having them. They had a little keychain and you could just bring it around wherever and be like, hold on, I got to feed my Gigapet. Like, okay.
Yeah, take a
Feed
beat.
it, computer fake food. I don't even know. It was weird, but way, way, way better, far superior to the Furby. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was just kind of a little weird when people had more than one on a chain and they'd all be going off, especially in school. Like, that should not be allowed. So, I actually did try to buy my son a Tamagotchi, and he was very, very not interested in it at all. I don't even think he let it die once, and that was the end of it. I honestly think there's been no revolutionary gifts that have been created for these younger kids. Honestly, it looks like they're just reinventing the wheel with things that we had. I mean, you can go with a Lego set, you can go with a Nerf gun, which I remember as a kid that water guns were more the super soakers. We'd have huge water battles outside with the neighbors, but I guess you'd have to go outside. And I think that's what kids aren't doing these days. I remember if you had the biggest, baddest, newest edition, that you were the coolest kid on the block. So, I mean, I think we should bring back them super soakers.
We really should. That's the thing, though. The kids don't even, I feel, don't like the toys and games as much. Now occasionally they still will, because I actually got a few games and Legos, because now they have like the Legos that are like really pretty. I got my niece a Japanese maple tree one. So it's like almost like you build your own figurines. So I can't say that they don't like toys and games and building stuff, but I feel like it's a lot of the iPad. They like the tech stuff, the brain rot, all that. So it's hard to compete. Do I want to mix up some brownies and put it in the fake oven, or do I want to digitally make fake brownies? But the thing is, you can't eat them. The cool thing about an easy bake oven is, even though it's loaded up with chemicals or whatever the hell to make that thing cook off a freaking,
Like,
regularly wattage light bulb, is that you actually get to taste it. And it doesn't taste half bad, or at least it didn't then. I don't know how my adult palate would think, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get one.
maybe, I mean, you have younger nieces, you have an excuse. And plus, that's a thing. Like, when you have kids, you get to relive those memories with them. So
Yep.
is it for you or is it for them? I don't think anyone's losing here.
That part. So there's a lot of stuff associated with Christmas, snowball fights, the reindeer, Santa Claus, of course, Krampus, if you want to threaten the little kids. But also there's a lot of plants associated with actual Christmas season. Poinsettia being one of them. I actually have some at my house. The one is already looking not so grand, so teardrop. But I don't have a green thumb, just a green lung. No, I'm just kidding, not no more. But poinsettia is a plant. It's native to Mexico, and it was used by the Aztecs to kind of like dye stuff, and also for medicinal purposes, which makes sense because all of history used to use actual plants and herbs to cure any sort of ailments or diseases instead of a whole bunch of pills. But that's okay. It was adopted by the 17th century missionaries for nativity scenes, and it was dubbed the flower of the holy night. I think also because it kind of looks like a star when you look at the face of it. So that's really cool. Also, I'm wearing a poinsettia shirt right now. It is waffle style, which is also great for the season. And it's got little poinsettias everywhere. So you can kind of see it looks a little bit like a star.
When you say waffle, is it like corduroy or what? Not corduroy.
No, like the long john.
Oh, the long john.
Yeah.
I got you.
We always called it waffle shirts. I don't really know why. I think it's just because it had that waffling texture.
No, it makes sense. But you said medicinal purposes, and of course, my mind went somewhere else real quick. But then I came back too. I thought they said that those were poisonous for pets. So I'm curious.
So they are more so poisonous for dogs. Cats, they can't really have a lot of it. It is toxic, but only in small amounts would it be okay, not technically deadly. but I think it's not even necessarily that they were eating it, but maybe they were like grinding it up, putting it on wounds, or using other parts, not just specifically like chowing down, munching on it. Although I do know back in ancient Egypt, whenever they did makeup, they would like burn stuff and use the like ash to do eyebrow or eyelash extensions, kind of like almost like eyeliner. And they would grind up berries and mix them with pig fat to make almost like colored lipstick. So I don't know. They be doing all sorts of stuff. It's pretty impressive what they used to do, how they used to do it all. Now we're like, I go to the I was just about to say go to the store and buy it. You don't even do that, bro. You just sit at the house, you get on your phone, and you Amazon that junk to your front door. Like, and then everyone's crying tears. They're like, what happened to the stores? I'm like, bro, you decided not to go to them anymore.
Exactly.
They closed up shop, Woody. What could they do? They keep an open storefront, brick and mortar for no one to show up? For everybody sit at home and do Amazon Prime? Get out of here. You could collect your tears and put them in for the freaking, rain dance you do later, because no one gives a crap no more. Okay. Sorry. I don't feel sorry for you.
Well, what other plants you got?
Right. And it was later popularized in the United States by the ambassador, Joel Roberts Poinsett. That's how they got the name.
The name.
In the 1820s. But yeah, other plants, we know there's quite a few. There's holly. It is also, of course, notoriously Christmas-related flower. And it has ties to ancient pagan and Christian symbolism, representing protection, purity for Mary, because she's pure, and Christ's blood, kind of represented as the berries. The sharp leaves are also representative of Christ's crown of thorns, and the evergreen signifying eternal life. And evergreen is also really frequently used in Advent wreaths. So during the Advent season where they light all the different candles, there's 4 of them. The first 2 are purple. The third one is rose. And the fourth one is purple again. They all represent different things like peace, love, joy, hope, all that. So evergreen is for eternal. It's pretty cool. Evergreen is very Christmas related. Very cool. Also, mistletoe. Y'all already know about that. It was also adopted from pagan winter festivals, but is associated with kissing emerged much later. This plant symbolizes vitality of birth and is also a sacred druid flora. So that's the other thing, too. A lot of people associate, Halloween is this, but it actually has lots of religious ties. Well, they think the opposite. In Christian themes, they're thinking, Christmas, but there's also a lot of druid, pagan, all sorts of different other ties. So everything has lots of things and they all come together as one for us to enjoy. But all of them are winter blooming and have rather bright colors, which is very representative of the season, themes of rebirth, purity, and of course, love.
Gotta love love. Talking about love, Washington, D.C. broke the Guinness World Record for the most couples kissing under mistletoe. So I had to slide that one in there. It was 1,435 couples, and it was a synchronized 5-second kiss. So this recently just went down, I think like last week or this past weekend.
That's so cute. I love that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't really think it was like that big a deal, but I mean, it's a record and they beat it. And it was a fun little event, so good for you, DC. Thanks for talking about the history of plants, Brittany. It was really nice hearing about the poinsettia, mistletoe, holly. You had a lot to share. Another little bit of history. I never participated as a kid, which makes sense because it really was released in 2005. But the Elf on the Shelf. I had no idea about this Elf on the Shelf until my cousins started doing it for their kids. But really, it originated in 1974 with Carol Abersol. She had her first elf called Fizbee. And I guess she placed it on the shelf and would tell her kids that you better be good because he's going to report back to Santa. Now, the kids were not allowed to touch it because it would lose its magic. But it kind of spiraled into a new tradition when her kids, Carol and Shanda, came up with the story, The Elf on the Shelf, A Christmas Tradition, which is honestly one of the most popular or most successful self-publishing stories of all time. Since the release in 2005, we have 17.5 million scout elves adopted around the world. So everybody's participating, and it's gotten quite funny, especially with the videos and memes I've been seeing on the socials. I saw, would you rather drink reindeer pee or poop. And that was one thing. Like these parents have been getting, they've been getting a little heavy handed on the whole pee and poop situation. Like they'll have the elves on the toilet with just smears of brown everywhere, and it can get a little disgusting. It can even get a little malicious when they have the kids with marker drawn on their face. These kids are probably freaking out. But you know what? The biggest freak out is what if your dog gets a hold of it? I had a friend actually like snatch one of the elves off the shelf and rip it to shreds, and the kids were mortified in the morning. Like, what could she do? Well, guess what? She jumped on Amazon and had that thing expedited and continued the next day like nothing happened. So, I mean, that's a good mom right there, because I would have called it quits for the season after that one.
Oh, God bless her. I would have called it a quits before that thing ever came to my house. I'd be like, I'm not preparing every night to pop it around. Be like, bro, if anything, I'm gonna whip out that bad boy during July or something. Be like, hey, look, he's watching, so don't play. Don't get them all amped up, the month leading up. They don't give a crap by then. They already know the presents have been purchased, wrapped, and are sitting in the back of your closet. Like, get the hell out of here. I ain't boiling no spaghetti and throwing it around the room. I'm not going to freaking have a little melted down Hershey's bar so it gets smeared doo-doo, fake doo-doo on the wall. Like, get. In fact, why is the elf doing bad stuff when you're not supposed to? What is it? Is it he's taking the opportunity? Yeah. It's like he's doing bad stuff, but you better not. Watch me go over here and scribble, scrabble marker all over your face. I feel like it's just an excuse for parents to like get views on the internet. Like, oh, I'm going to write all over Jimmy's face. Sorry, you're weird. No, thank you. My family didn't do that. They would just be like, hey, look, here's the elf, baby. How about take down that shelf? No, I'm just playing.
Well, let's just stick with the pickle in the tree. I think that's one oddball tradition that we can just stick with. It's not a hassle. No one really even sees it except it's there.
Good point. 100% agreed. Well, speaking of stuff you see and stuff you don't see, how about the dating market? Sometimes someone can present themselves as pretty cool, pretty relaxed, pretty low key even. But you don't know until you know. So we're going to do a little game, Mistletoe or MistleNO. Okay. So we're going to find out what we all can put up with, what we can all personally stand when it comes to these dudes. So he treats you like a queen, but he talks rather obscene, and not just in the bedroom. Okay. So he kind of got a potty mouth everywhere you go. He's very nice to you, but talks a lot of smackaroo. So what do you think?
Treats me like a queen, but calls me what? Like a stupid bitch? I'm like a little confused. Like, is he
it's
just
not
talking
even specifically you, although he probably will drop a lot of little nudges of rudeness towards you. It's more he just has a bad potty mouth. Like everywhere he goes, he rides up through the drive-thru like, shit, yeah, dang. Just cussing all the time. Lots of graphic.
Okay, I think I get it. And I don't know. It's really hard to be treated like a queen these days. It really should be the bare minimum, to be honest. But I mean, it is hard to come by. So I think possibly I would put up with the dirty mouth just as long as I could, because I think that's something that maybe could change. I feel like sometimes I get a little obscene. So, I mean, I'm working on it, and I feel like he could work on it too. Maybe he didn't have a woman in his life to kind of tell him to, hey, watch that tongue. You're looking like white trash. So I don't know. I think I'd stick with him for a little bit at least to see if we could work on it.
Heard. Yeah, I feel like I would try to match the energy. Like anytime he was trying to say something, I would say something like a million times worse and see if he'd pick up and be like, whoa, that sounds crazy coming out of her mouth. I'd be like, exactly. So why do you keep saying it too?
That's a good point, Brittany. Show him what he's doing.
Perhaps. He probably wouldn't even notice. He'd be like, cool, yeah. I got me a rowdy broad. I'm like, oh, God. Blew up in my face.
Fired.
Oh, well. Well, what about this one? He has lots of friends and is close with family, but he still follows 3 of his exes on social media.
Dang. Follows. I mean, I don't think that's too much of a red flag. Honestly, I do look for if the guy has friends. Does he talk about his friends? Is he close with his family? So those are cues that I'm really looking at because it does tell a lot. Following his exes, I mean, I guess that tells me that things might have ended amicably. But I mean, if he's commenting away and they have a close relationship and all three of them are just having a good old time on socials, like, I don't know. I think that when you start a relationship, that maybe you can set up some guidelines or boundaries that you have as a person, and maybe you can make a soft mention. So I think I'm gonna go with the mistletoe. Is that the choice here? Mistletoe
Yeah,
or mistletoe?
mistletoe is like, yeah, I'm still rock with him. Mistletoe is
Okay, so I'm still rocking with him. I'm gonna watch the behavior. I'm gonna watch the behavior because honestly, even if he was not friends with these exes and he was just commenting on girls' pictures all over social media, I think that would have been a little more irritating and a little bit more of a missile no for me.
100%. I agree with you. For me, it's going to be a missile no, but not really because of the three X's. I just don't really need a guy that's super, super involved in social media. I think it's weird if you don't have any.
Hmm.
I'm kind of like, okay, are you a felon? But if you are just on there liking, subscribing, commenting, it's one thing to just kind of sit and watch reels. We all do that. But if you're just on there, just like liking ugly different ladies, I'm like, nah, no, thank you. Next,
Next.
right? How about another one for you? This guy, he's 6'3", hot as a pure flame. Okay. So he is, whoo.
Missile, yes.
But he has a domestic violence charge. It's from 10 years ago, but it's still a charge.
I mean, can we case search this and get the deets? Like, was it an accident? Is she okay? Is she alive? Was it a misunderstanding? Was alcohol involved? I guess I'd have to hear the story behind the madness. But I mean, if I'm meeting him off socials and I'm finding out that he has this on his record, I probably wouldn't even have gone on a first date with him, to be honest. But depending on his temperament and how he's treated me, or just again, I go with, is he close with his friends and family? How does he treat them? Do they have good reports about his behavior? I think I would rely on that. But yeah, first out of the gate, seeing a DV charge, I'd be like, oh no, not for me. I think we can keep swiping.
100% agreed. I think if I just see it on the outright, I'm not going to proceed any further. Like, what's the point? But if I know this person and then it later comes out, I'm going to just try to get the details, be like, hey, was it a misunderstanding? Did she get one too? Did they just have to give it to somebody? You know, like, what was the story? So I would say, yeah, mistletoe, but with caution. We're gonna look for other red flags because a DV is no joke.
Well, so you're going with it.
I would,
Okay.
but not off the front. If I was scrolling, it's a missile no.
Yeah.
If I already know you and it comes out, it's a mistletoe. But I will have my eyes peeled. How about another guy? This guy, he seems perfect. Literally, no complaints. So perfect, he decided to be a father to 3 kids with 3 different mothers. Yeah, the cool thing is you're friends with one of them, but the other 2 are a little more on the rowdy side. What say you?
Like, we're friends with them. Like, before
You're friends with one of them. Like, you did not know that you didn't know, like, it was her baby daddy. But you were like, oh, shit. So you're cool with her. But the other 2, nuttier than squirrel turds.
That's a lot to deal with. And I think if I was meeting him on a first date and he revealed all this information, I'd probably be a missile no, just because I don't want to really get wrapped up in that type of situation. And what, am I supposed to be having kids with this guy? So that makes me number 4. Do I want to be number 4 on his list? How's child support looking? Is the money just getting shelled out of his pocket left and right? It just sounds like a lot. And you're saying perfect, but nobody's perfect, Brittany. So what was even perfect about this guy?
He seems perfect. That's the problem. Is 3 kids by 3 different broads.
Yeah.
Other than that, he's a great guy, super attractive, very funny, obviously very family oriented. Great job, good history, as far as like what he's done. He's a volunteer. He, is very educated. I mean, all sorts of good stuff.
That's good for him, I guess. But again, I'm signing up for, you want to maybe have a family with this guy, or you're signing up for whatever baggage comes along with him. And I just feel like it's a lot. It's a lot of a situation. And again, like, would I sign up to be with Nick Cannon? No matter how much money he had, how great a personality he might also have. We got 12 kids. So what does that look like for me? So I'm going to go with a MistleNO on this one.
No, I agree. I totally agree. MistleNO for me as well. 3 kids. That's already kind of a decent amount of children, but that's okay. Everyone's had their past lives. It's not like we're 20 years old dating. But yeah, 3 baby mamas. You couldn't even pick who you wanted to stay with. Nah, I don't think so. How do I know am I going to be the 4th and just baby mama? Like, you weren't married to any of these gals? I don't know. It seems very wishy-washy. It's going to be a MistleNO for me as well.
MistleNO.
Hey, tough break, sir. But the 5th guy, I guess he's better. No complaints at all from him or you about him. But he's always at the casino or like a gaming hall. Always. Anytime he has spare time, if it's not with you, it's there. But sweeten the deal a bit. He gives half of his earnings anytime he does win to you. So.
Wow. This one. But
what if he goes 100 times, he only wins 8 times?
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's just because he gives you half his earnings doesn't mean he earns every time he goes.
Right. 8 out of 100. Yeah. And how much is the winnings? Like, even if it's like $100 or $500, they'll give him. I get $250. Like, no. I think gambling is a sign of an issue. It can be considered an addiction, and I think that it has bucked out of control in the past decade with getting online apps and making it more accessible, and even being able to bet on Kalshi for like real world events. Any way you can bet, they've made it happen. And so, no, I'm going to say it's a problem. He might be an addict. This might be like just his addiction for the moment. Next thing we know, he's smoking crack. So I'm going to say MistleNO on this one.
Yeah, no, I agree. MistleNO. I don't like to see anyone with any sort of issues, problems, addictions. And once again, if they stop gambling, usually you trade one addiction for another. So, you were an alcoholic. Now you're a freaking runner. Ugh. The next thing is you was a gambler. Now you a cokehead. And even if the addiction is better, it is still an addiction. I mean, you can get addicted to anything. I mean, showering too much, then your skin gets all dry and raw. Not showering enough, then you stink and you're gross. Anything can happen. So you just want to look out for the red flags. That's not beige, definitely not green. That's red. Right. Gambling all the time. And also, if every time you went, you won, well, that's a different scenario, but you don't. And I'm not saying the odds are 8 out of 100, but if they are, then I'm not rocking with it. And even still, even if you won every time, I could see why you would be addicted to doing it. But even still, no thank you.
Well, that was fun, Brittany. Mistletoes and MistleNOs. Mm-hmm. One thing you shouldn't be is a mistletoe. So ladies, keep your legs crossed during this holiday season. And let's just think about family, Christmas, love, celebrating, and maybe like put up the reins for the dating until the new year. Because honestly, who is dating at this time?
Excellent point. Better just stay to yourself, just family stuff. No reindeer games.
Nope.
All right, so I got one more game, sort of a classic, if you will. It's a which would you rather, this or that, Christmas edition. And I know we do these with a fair amount of frequency, but they're so fun. Back when I was in school, and not even like elementary school, I'm talking like school 5 years ago. I know, right? Oh gosh. I would do this or that's all the time, and people freaking loved it, man. It was a big hit. So we're gonna do it this time, but Christmas edition. So you folks at home, play along with us, and maybe think of some other ones that you could play with your friends too. This or that. Silver or gold decorations. Mm-hmm. Silver, gold. decorations? What you like better?
Ah, that's a hard one because for the longest time I was doing this blue light silver thing on my tree, but then my family would always make fun of me and say that I was like having a Hanukkah tree. And I was like, no, it's just the theme of the year. And then it sticks because I didn't get new decorations. But, for the holiday season, I'm going to go red and gold.
I believe you are correct. Well, there's no right or wrong answer, but I would say gold as well. How about this one? This is a little bit more random. Claymations or cartoons when it comes to your Christmas viewing?
Oh my gosh, you gotta love the claymations, especially the old school ones. Oh my gosh, they were good. They were good. I'm gonna go claymation. Just bring it back old school.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Without question, claymations, same. I was always fascinated by them as a child. Just the stop motion was super cool. The cartoons are awesome as well, but yeah, something about the Christmas season has my heart when it comes to claymation.
Yeah, no, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, that one specifically, I believe, was the claymation that I had seen, and just A plus. There's even one with an abominable snowman, and that
That's
was pretty
the Santa
legit.
Claus is coming to town one.
Is that one?
That one's good too.
Oh my gosh.
Love
Yeah,
it.
they don't make them anymore, I guess because it takes way too much time. And really with AI, they could whip them back out, no problem. But yeah, gotta go with the claymation. So sick.
Agreed. All right. Now, this is more of a fun thing to do. Would you rather go snow tubing or skiing?
Shoot, well, you know my answer, Brittany. I freaking love skiing. Honestly, the only thing I can look forward to in winter is to ski. I'm not a fan of the season at all, but of course, to have snow, you need cold and you need the winter. So I'm going skiing just because even around my area, the sledding and even snow tubing facilities is just not really epic. You go down, you go up. You go down, you go up. How many times can you do it? I mean, same thing with skiing, though. You go up, you go down, but it's a little more rigorous. And I feel like it's taking a nice winter hike.
I do love skiing. I truly do. I always feel like a good thigh workout after I'm done doing it.
Oh, yeah. Sore. So
Yeah.
sore. Oof.
But I do not like the way my feet feel in them things.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little tight on it. So I got these big stompers. So maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe not. But I'm going to say snow tubing because honestly, you can do it anywhere, anytime. Well, I shouldn't say anywhere, anytime. Not like the freaking. Yeah, I don't know. It's just so easy. I agree. It is a little bit more simple, but I feel like it's fun for everyone. Like the whole family can enjoy as long as you're over like 2.5 feet tall or whatever the case may be. Everyone can do it. So I'm going to go with snow tubing on this one. Though I do love skiing, snow tubing.
Yeah, I do understand the skiing thing. Like those boots, no matter what boots you buy, they are so uncomfortable. And one year I even got these rib socks to lay across my thick calves, mind you. So it is hard finding a good boot. But the ski boot actually embedded the sock into my skin. And I had these blisters for weeks. And I honestly still have scars from it.
Ugh. All right, how about this one? They're kind of a little different, but still beverages. Eggnog or hot cocoa?
I'm not really a sweet beverage type of girl. I don't like sodas. I mean, I would like a hard cider. But yeah, the sweet kill me. I guess if you can make a good eggnog, I think it's spiked. So I'm going to go with that one over the hot cocoa. I feel like hot cocoa, I'm just not a chocolate girl. I know it's weird that some girls or all girls are supposed to love chocolates, might even be, known to carry some in the purse, but not for me. I'm not about the chocolate vibes. That's why I'm going to go eggnog.
Heard and understood. I'm a chocolate girl, totally am. And in the purse, sometimes, in the car, usually. The only thing I sort of want to pick hot chocolate because I just love it so much. But another part of me wants to almost pick eggnog because you can get hot chocolate any time of year.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like part of me really just wants to pick eggnog. But as far as frequency of consumption,
oh, yeah.
hot cocoa.
Hot cocoa.
I drink that like twice a week.
Really?
Yeah, maybe even more.
We getting lost in the sauce.
Off in the sauce. All right, how about this one? Although you kind of touched on it earlier. Giving gifts or getting gifts or stopping the trend altogether?
Well, I think if I got to choose out of the three, it'd be the third, just because, like I mentioned, I'm not losing any money. I'm not stressed out about what am I going to get somebody? Did I get everybody on my list? Do I have to wrap it? I feel like once you get everything, you're like, oh my gosh, now the effort of wrapping and then unwrapping, cleaning up the stuff. So that one I'm obviously going to fall to. But if I had to pick between the first two, I would say receiving. I think that's one of my love languages is receiving gifts or giving. Well, I guess I'm, screwing the question now, but I think like receiving gifts, I appreciate.
Cool. I'm actually going to go with giving gifts. I would rather give than receive, but also mainly because I feel like anything I want, I'm just going to get. I don't need anyone else to get it for me. And so if I didn't instruct anyone on what to get me, sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes people get super cool random gifts and I'm very like, oh, wow, I would have never thought of this. Thank you so much for thinking of me and that whole thing. But 9 times out of 10, I'm like, am I going to have to re-gift this? What is this? Where did they even get this from? I'm very into giving gifts. I love wrapping gifts and putting my own tailored touch on it. Last year, I made a lot of ribbon Santa belts on a present, and I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, giving gifts is for me.
Yeah, and you really are good at giving gifts. Like I think my most favorite gifts I got from you, which was the Kate Spade purse I got for my birthday. So thank you for that. Totally legit. Everyone that saw it was like, where did you get that? I had to tell them, my girl Brittany. And then also the Chloe perfume. I still have it. I actually found another little bottle that you had given me, and it's the best scent. I started wearing it around. Everyone was smelling up on my neck. Even my cousin was like in there, nestling her little nose in my neck. And I was like, well, calm down. It's Chloe. I got it from Brittany. I'm just glad to still have that little bottle left. So I think that's the thing with receiving gifts is like you can remember the best ones you've received. Can you really remember the best ones you've given?
I don't know. See, I feel like it's difficult for both. It's hard for me to remember gifts I've given and gifts I've received. I do remember the moments though, like everyone hanging out together.
One year, the whole gift giving thing, we did have a really nice get together with my family. And this is what I remember, as a good time was my mom, she regifted all of these heirlooms that my grandma had left us. And there was a story with each one. And it kind of became a tradition that each year she would just regift something new of my grandma's. And it was like my grandma was there with us. Because that's the thing with Christmas is, or just holidays in general. Like you remember who's there, who's not, how the crowd is getting lighter. And it can get you in your feelings. But when you bring a memory back, it's like that person is there too. So, yeah, talking about the memories of just getting together, that sparked in my brain as one.
That's good. No, I love that. That's a good one. How about this? Ham or turkey?
Shoot, does anyone really love either? Let's talk about that. You can dry out that turkey, that ham. Like who says I love ham? But I think for the holiday, I'm going to have to go with ham. We already gave turkey its day. We need to go into the brown sugared ham. So I'm going with that. You can buy a nice heavenly ham already cooked from the maker. So easy peasy. And plus, you don't want to load up on either meat.
Yeah, I just feel like turkey is good, but ham is better, especially when you get that spiral ham, like I said, with the honey and the brown sugar.
Totally.
There's something about it. And I feel like ham is more Christmassy anyway. Turkey's more Thanksgiving. Ham is more Christmas. Although my family usually has both at every single thing. Because some people don't eat pork, no pork on their fork.
Oh, right.
You got to provide the fowl. And some people are pescatarian, so sometimes you gotta just bust out the catfish, deep fry that bad boy.
You bring out a branzino.
Right?
That would be pretty tight. I think my sister was a pescatarian one year and she was eating salmon in front of us. And when you got fish, the smell clouds the air. So we kind of just gave her a side eye, like, did you really need to do that? But I think some traditions people even did bring out like the 7 fishes or something. I think that was a thing. So I get it. But I'm just not a huge fish person in general. The odor is just too pungent.
Well, we got another one, love. All right. Real tree or fake tree?
Oh, God, you got to love a real tree, but It's such a hassle going to get it, strapping it up on your roof, getting it into your house. Is it too tall? Whoops, I actually bought it too tall. It's scraping the ceiling. Oh, wow, needles all over the floor. But you get that delicious smell. So is it worth it? I'm saying no, not for me. I got a plastic one that I pull out of my storage closet every year. Easy peasy. I still I don't have it out. It's literally like 9 days away. But guess what? I can go get it out whenever I want to, and I don't have to scratch up my vehicle just to bring it into the house. So I'm going with fake, unfortunately.
No, you're goody. I'm going with real. Always had real. I'm like the last person in my family that doesn't use an artificial tree. I might be the last one forever. It is a pain in the ass because you got to water it. The pine needles go everywhere. The tree sap gets on your hand, but it smells immaculate and it's just no replacing it. Plus, each one is unique, individual. I like that it's not so perfect looking. So there's that. I like real tree.
Nice.
And last one.
Yeah.
All right. Christmas PJs or ugly sweater?
Ooh, Christmas PJs, just because I'm all about that comfort and they can be cute. And plus, you can deck out all your kids wearing the same pajamas, a lot of cute pictures, and forget the ugly Christmas sweater. I mean, yeah, they're fun for that party, but really, who likes sweaters, period?
You're right, because they could be itchy, and PJs are almost never itchy. So I'm going to go with Christmas PJs as well. They're just so fun for everyone. Get them in all different sizes. Just pretty much A+ all around. So very good. Thank you guys so much for playing with us. We appreciate it a whole bunch. This Christmas pod has been all the fun, all the jingle jangle. We've enjoyed it immensely, and we hope you all have too.
Yes. Thank you for joining us for our Christmas edition. We hope you have a great Christmas holiday with your friends and family. And yeah, play it safe out there, guys. I mean, anyone with a real Christmas tree, them things can burn down. So there is an expiration date. Keep it watered, keep an eye out. And yeah, watch some Christmas lights because, a short circuit and your house is done. So
real talk, girls. Speak on it. Amen. Safety always. Safety is a year-round thing. That is not seasonal, y'all. So be safe out there. Enjoy and have a very, very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, y'all.